Hey guys, welcome back to Mac Music Review. In this episode we're going to be addressing something Shawn Cee said in 2018. He did a video, one of his most controversial videos. It might have the biggest dislike to like ratio. It's like way more than half. It was like 11,000 dislikes to 7,000 likes. It was crazy. Every comment was just people going off on Shawn Cee. And I'll link that video down in the description for saying that Dial It was trash. He said Dial It was garbage. Now, Dial It has been one of the most polarizing rap albums in recent years. Fantano gave it a 7. Pitchfork absolutely loved it, gave it an 8.5. A lot of other music critic websites and reviewers, not YouTubers, but just like publications that do music reviews, didn't really like it. Didn't really care for this thing. Pitchfork loved it, though. It's just been extremely polarizing. This is just a very polarizing album. And in this video, I'm going to try to make my case for the score I would give this album. And, you know, just kind of give you a second take on Shawn Cee's score. Dial It is a very, very special album. It's an album that, to me, feels like Yeezus or Atrocity Exhibition. And what those albums have in common is they're both extremely raw and insane. They're albums about people spiraling downward and self-destruction and destroying themselves. The major difference between Dial It and those albums is those albums feel like a performance. They really feel like because they're very outstanding creatively. I mean, musically, they're very much don't come across natural. They don't sound natural at all. They sound like a performance, like you're watching a movie of like just a film, you know, not a true story. They're watching a film made about these topics. And with Dial It, it feels like you're watching a documentary. This feels like a documentary of someone who's not just posturing and pretending they're destroying themselves and being really like cartoonishly self-destructive, but feels like they actually are that way. Because it's not given this insane music that's gonna like make your ears bleed and is insane. No, this is music that's jams. A lot of it's very casual while he's singing about these self-destructive things and these actions, but it just feels very casual and very natural for Playboi Carti. So it's really just like in the album cover, he's kind of jumping head first into the void instead of just, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. This album kicks off with the song Long Time, which has to be one of the best rap intro songs ever made. This song is otherworldly. And one of the best things about this is the production, and Playboi Carti's performance on this thing is fantastic because it goes so well. The lyrics and the performance just fits perfectly. The reckless, fun attitude and the very casual, fun, reckless attitude works perfectly with this music, which oftentimes sounds like a corrupted video game file. It sounds insane. It sounds insane. Pierre, I don't remember his last name, but the guy who produced this album absolutely murdered it. Murdered it. This album's production is immaculate. It sounds like trap music, but corrupted. It sounds like, a lot of it sounds like it would be trap beats, but kind of like the file got corrupted, but like on purpose, and it just turned out fantastically, and this song is a perfect example of that. Lean for Real is another massive highlight on this album. This song is awesome. Awesome. I mean, this is the most like insane, like hardcore sounding song from a music perspective. Like, it hits so hard. When this thing drops, and this one will make you trip out. Like, it's trippy how insane and thick. It's like an insane drug trip, but just like 11 out of 10, like insanity level. It's bonkers. Old Money has a really nice, and this album is super repetitive with the hooks, but Old Money is another one that, old money, new hoe, is the hook, and it's just an earworm, and it's just a nice song. It just sounds really good, and it's just a lot of fun. Love Hurts is another song with a dark beat, so dark and grimy. Just once again with the help of very electronic corrupted video game file-esque music, but it's got Travis Scott on it, and it just keeps going and going and going, and you're just like it's so, dude, it's a good song. Shooda or Shada has Lil Uzi Vert on it, and let me tell you, Lil Uzi Vert sounds great on this thing. And that's another thing. This album has a fantastic feature list. I wrote down some of the features that are on this thing, but I mean, it's a lot of big names in the rap world. A lot of very big, important artists. Or not, maybe not important, but like big names, like significant names on here, including Lil Uzi Vert, who's huge. He's on this song. And this song is so cool. I love songs like this. You don't hear rap songs like this because it's one that's constantly building up to this moment. Like the entire first verse is all building to the hook. And I mean, not to the hook, building to the climax. And then you get to the climax, it just keeps going with that climax. It keeps building and building, and the climax just keeps going. And it's so cool. It's so cool the way this song works in the music. It's very original, it's very interesting, it just works very well. Right Now, just like Old Money, Right Now has just a really repetitive hook, just an earworm. Now, right now, right now, it just says that over and over again. And it's a hook, it's a jam. Poke It Out has some really cool music. Gotta say, Nicki Minaj's feature is pretty good. It's very solid. I think she's a lot better as a feature than as an actual rapper. Like, she's one of my least favorite artists ever, but I think she usually does a good job as a feature, and she does a good job in this song. And then you have Home, KOD, which I really like this song. Really good hook. Shawn Cee hated this song. He hated it. And that just shocked me, because this has always been one of my favorites. Like, this one just sounds really great. Production on this one's really great. Really great hook, and it's super repetitive, but I love that hook, and so I don't even care. And then Fell in Love. Fell in Love is a massive highlight on this thing. So good. It is, once again, a song that makes you trip out, just like Long Time and Lean for Real. I think it's, yeah, probably the third best song on the album. With those are the three best. But this song is fantastic. Just the vibe, and it just literally makes you trip out, and it's fantastic. Mileage has a really cool, very chill atmosphere. The beat on this one is just chill. It's very different from some of the other songs, and it's just so laid back and just like fun sounding that it's really nice. I like the song. Flatbed Freestyle is a fan favorite, I believe, and it's really good. It's very solid, really good production. That's all I gotta say about that. Then you also have the song No Time, which, like Mileage, has a very like chill kind of atmosphere, and it's pretty good. It's solid. Well, not one of my favorites, but it's solid. And then you have Middle of the Summer, which is also pretty good. Good beat, good production. Feature's a little weird. I don't really know who the feature is, but it's okay. Choppa Won't Miss has definitely like some of the most highlight lyrics in how, like what I talked about earlier, is just the self-destruction just as a casual lifestyle. Like, it makes self-destruction not seem this like insane crazy thing, but just a really casual thing that he does. Just does all this insane stuff. In this song, he talks about riding around drunk, killing everybody, but he says it with a smile on his face. It's such a happy, upbeat song. It's such a fun song about riding around drunk, killing everybody. It's just like, how do you pull that off? Well, Playboi Carti can pull that off. Now, as far as the downsides to this project, I mean, this is obvious. The lyrical content is not super good. It's not terrible. It's not the worst, but you're not going to find any real substantive lyrics. But I think that sort of adds to the project. I'm going to list that as a downside, but a very small downside. It's not a big deal because that's what the lyrics are supposed to be. It's mind-numbing is what this is supposed to be. Like, a lot of the songs, you're tripping out and your brain is melting. And then that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be him casually being this is like the way he lives, and sometimes it is over the top, but it's presented in such a way, such a careless, casual way. It just has this really interesting charm to it, and it's really interesting. The lyrical content really is not a huge downside. I think it is sort of, if you want to criticize this album, that would be like a complaint, I guess, the lyrical content being not like deep or super smart or well written. But it fits very well with the tone of the album, the vocals and the music. And the other complaint is I think there's a few tracks on here that are just skips for me. The song R.I.P., the second track on the album, I don't care for it. Pull Up, this one is too hook-centric. I mean, that is, I shouldn't say that, because a lot of the songs are extremely hook-centered, and this is one of those, but it's just like, it doesn't work because the hook isn't good. It doesn't pull it off at all, and I just don't care for it. And then Top is just a disappointing closer, because it's like the album just ends on this weak song. It's just not as good as the other songs, is what I gotta say. Also, R.I.P. Frito is a song I don't really care for. It's got a Young Nudie feature that's not doing anything for me. I don't really care for this song. Yeah. This is honestly a very, very good rap album. Like, on my personal, this is something I have gone back to and listened to so much of. Like, it was like early 2020. I think it was either late 2019. No, I think it was early 2020, yeah, is when I started listening to this. Or 2020 is when I started listening to this album. And man, I've listened to it a ton. I really, really like this. I cannot wait for WLR, A Whole Lot of Red, his new album. There's a leak of it on Amazon Music, a super high quality leak, and the leak is excellent. Like, I'm so hyped for him to officially release it. But I am so hyped for this next project, man. And this is an album I really like, and I'm gonna have to give it, I guess, Shawn Cee rates with a number system, so I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. Yeah, Playboy Cardi, man. I wish more trap music sounded like this. I was gonna say all trap music, but I guess it would. I guess this wouldn't be as good if all trap music sounded like this. This wouldn't be so special. And this wouldn't be so fun. But I wish there was more trap music like this. People really in Playboy Cardi's lane. People are already there with the stupid lyrical content, like the totally meaningless, just super shallow lyrical content. But like, they need to be there with the production and the style. They just need to. This man just has so much style, he can pull it off. This man can, like, pulls off his lyrical content more than any other rapper, I feel like, in his lane, on his level, I should say. I don't know. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.